My beloved child, tonight, the veil between the seen and unseen grows thin, and Archangel Michael leans close to your spirit with urgency in his voice. There is a divine alert moving toward your home, a spiritual shift that will stir the atmosphere before midnight. The message is not meant to frighten you, but to awaken you, because what enters your house tonight carries the power to redirect your path, expose hidden intentions, and shield you from something that has long tried to move in silence around you. For the last few days, you may have felt something unusual, a cold shiver when you walked into a certain room, a sudden heaviness in the air, or moments where your intuition whispered that something was about to change. These were not random feelings. These were early warnings. Archangel Michael has been trying to get your attention, trying to prepare your heart, trying to position you so you do not miss what heaven is sending your way. Heaven is counting down. Just 5 minutes left in the spiritual clock, and the message grows louder. Your home, the place where you sleep, pray, laugh, cry, and store your deepest emotions, is about to become the stage for a divine confrontation. A truth that was covered, intentionally or unintentionally, is going to rise to the surface. It will not be loud. It will not be chaotic, but it will be unmistakable. Something will shift in the atmosphere, almost like a whisper brushing across the walls. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of your house even now, sword lifted, not to harm but to reveal. He's exposing what has tried to hide in shadows. A presence, an energy, a cycle, or even a person, something connected to your household, has been draining your peace or delaying your blessings without you fully noticing. But heaven has noticed, and heaven is responding. As the night moves closer to its midpoint, a spiritual alignment begins. You might hear a sudden noise, feel a wave of emotion, or sense an unexpected calm settling over you. Whatever form it takes, understand this. It is your confirmation. It is the sign that you are being guided, protected, and prepared for what is next. You were led to this message because time is sensitive. The window is short. The instruction is direct. The urgency is real. Archangel Michael wants you to stay spiritually awake, because before midnight, something will be revealed that has the power to break a pattern that has followed you for years. He whispers, "Do not fear. I am with you. I am exposing what has touched your house without permission." There is a reason the message says watch this video now, because if you stop halfway, if you scroll away, you might miss the key that unlocks your understanding of what heaven is preparing to release. Right now, your spirit is being aligned with a higher awareness. Your intuition is sharpening. Your discernment is awakening. You are being divinely positioned to recognize what others around you might overlook. For too long, someone or something had been speaking against your peace, not always intentionally, but through energy, words, or actions that were quietly affecting your spiritual atmosphere. And tonight, Archangel Michael steps in to bring clarity. Not punishment, not chaos, but clarity. A heavenly spotlight on what your heart needs to see. Listen closely, because within the next moments of this message, he will begin to reveal the signs that your home is being prepared for. You are not here by accident. You did not scroll here randomly. Your soul was guided. And as this night approaches its divine moment, you will feel a wave of recognition, as though a truth that has been sitting in the corner of your intuition finally becomes visible. Before this midnight passes, the energy of your home will shift. What doesn't belong will lose access. What is meant for you will find its way in. What was hiding will be exposed, and what was blocking you will be removed with authority. Something sacred is happening. and you are being prepared for it right now. Hold on, the next revelation will take this message to a completely deeper level. Don't move away, because the moment you feel tempted to scroll, that is exactly when the most important part is about to be revealed. Type "I receive the awakening" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Lesson code 144 is now released over your home. Dearest one, as the night deepens and the spiritual clock moves closer to its turning point, Archangel Michael steps further into the center of your home's atmosphere. His presence is not loud, yet it carries the weight of heaven's authority. He is not here to frighten you, but to guide you into understanding what your spirit hath been sensing but could not put into words. Tonight is not just another night. There is movement in the unseen realm, and it is drawing near because something connected to your destiny must be realigned before midnight arrives. You may have noticed subtle signs recently. Perhaps a sudden heaviness in your chest when you entered a particular room, or an unusual tension with someone you live with, or even a restless feeling in your sleep. These signs are not random. They are spiritual indicators that something has been shifting beneath the surface. And while you might have brushed them aside, Archangel Michael did not. He has been watching, guarding, and preparing the moment of revelation that approaches tonight. Heaven does not interrupt your life unless the moment is critical. And this moment is more important than you realize. Something has been affecting your path, an influence, a presence, an energy, or a pattern that has quietly shaped the atmosphere around you. It may not have come with bad intentions, yet its impact has been heavy. It has caused delays, drain your strength, or confuse your clarity. And the reason you felt compelled to watch this message is because the time for this influence to be exposed has finally arrived. Archangel Michael moves with precision. He reveals only when the soul is ready to see. And right now, your spirit is opening, aligning, and awakening. You are becoming more aware of the subtle language of heaven, where small signs carry great meaning and inner whispers carry divine truth. Tonight, you will begin to notice details you once overlooked. A sound may echo differently. A familiar space may feel unfamiliar. A thought may rise with unusual clarity. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Heaven is shifting your internal lens so you can see what has been present in your environment but hidden from your natural perception. There is something where someone connected to your home whose energy has not matched your spiritual growth. You have outgrown certain atmospheres, and yet some of those atmospheres remained around you. This created a spiritual friction that your soul could feel even when your mind could not understand. Archangel Michael is entering that friction tonight to separate what should not follow you into your next season. There is a divine urgency to this transition. You cannot carry old weights into a future that is being opened for you. What has been silently draining you will no longer have power after tonight. What hath been blocking your spiritual clarity will lose its influence. What has been resisting your elevation will be revealed, removed, or redirected. And the revelation starts inside your home, because the home is the birthplace of your energy, your rest, and your inner alignment. Tonight, as the moments slip closer toward midnight, you might feel a stirring. It may come as a sudden thought, a subtle shift in emotion, or an unexpected awareness of something you previously ignored. Archangel Michael works through intuition, through atmosphere, through divine timing. And he wants you to pay close attention, because the message that is coming will make everything clear. You may even find yourself remembering something someone said recently. A comment, a tone, a look that did not sit right in your soul. It may have seemed small, but your spirit registered it. That is because the spiritual world speaks through subtleties. Nothing whispered against your peace goes unnoticed by heaven. And tonight, those whispers lose their power. Tonight, clarity wins. You were drawn into this message because you are in the final stage of a spiritual transition you did not even know you were undergoing. The atmosphere of your home is about to be reset. The energy of your path is about to be cleansed. The truth that has been hovering in silence is about to be uncovered. And when it happens, you will not panic. You will not fear. You will simply recognize that something has shifted in a way you cannot deny. You will understand that this was not a coincidence. This was not imagination. This was heaven intervening on your behalf. Archangel Michael whispers now, telling you to stay alert, stay open, stay spiritually awake. The peace you are about to receive next is what ties everything together. Scroll away, and you might miss the instruction that gives meaning to what will unfold tonight. Hold steady, because the revelation is drawing closer, and your soul is preparing to receive it. Something sacred is aligning for you. Something hidden is about to be brought into the light. Something your spirit has long suspected will finally make sense. This night carries purpose, and the message continues to unfold. Before you move forward, pause for a moment and allow your spirit to acknowledge that this is not ordinary. This is the movement of the divine. And the next words will take you deeper into the truth Archangel Michael is revealing. Wait for it, because what comes next will connect everything inside your home to everything happening in your destiny. Type "I open my spirit to clarity" in the comments if this message is awakening something in you. Blessing code 333 is now activated around your home. Beloved soul, as the spiritual night grows heavier and the minutes slip closer to midnight, Archangel Michael steps deeper into the unseen corridors of your home. His presence sharpens now, no longer standing at the doorway but moving through the rooms where you have cried, prayed, worried, and waited. He moves with deliberate purpose, because something connected to your atmosphere is about to surface, and heaven refuses to let you walk into tomorrow without understanding what has been influencing your spirit. There is a truth hovering around you, a truth that has been knocking on the edges of your awareness. Perhaps you have felt it as a weight on your chest upon waking, or as a sudden moment of confusion when everything seemed fine. Perhaps you noticed a pattern that repeats itself just when things begin to improve. These moments were not random. They were the earliest stirrings of revelation. Archangel Michael has been trying to alert you gently, step by step, because your spirit needed preparation before the unveiling could begin. Tonight, however, preparation ends and revelation begins. There is something in your home, either spiritually or emotionally, that has been influencing your peace without your full awareness. It could be an energy left behind by someone's words. It could be the emotional residue of an unresolved conflict. It could be a presence that entered your atmosphere during a vulnerable moment. Or it could be the unhindered access someone has to your space, someone whose intentions do not align with your destiny. Heaven is not accusing anyone, but heaven is revealing what your spirit must recognize. Archangel Michael stands in the very center of this atmosphere, and with his sword raised, he releases a wave of truth. This truth will not break you. It will free you. It will not frighten you. It will protect you. It will not confuse you. It will clarify everything. You may feel tonight as if a thought suddenly becomes louder, clearer, undeniable. You may see something in your environment that you have overlooked before. You may notice a person's behavior in a way that finally makes sense. Or you may simply feel a shift, like a veil lifting from your intuition. This experience will not harm you, but it will wake you. It will position you to stand in authority over whatever has lingered in your home without heaven's permission. What you must understand is this: the tension you have been feeling was not your imagination. The restlessness, the sudden irritations, the emotional dips, the strange dreams, the desire to isolate, the feeling of being watched spiritually. These were signals. And tonight, the signals synchronize into one profound realization. Something connected to your house has been trying to interrupt your clarity, and Archangel Michael is stepping in to remove that interference once and for all. You might wonder why now, why tonight, why this message found you at this exact moment. It is because timing matters in the spiritual realm. If the revelation had come too soon, you may have ignored it. If it came too late, the impact on your destiny would have been greater. But tonight is the threshold moment. Heaven has determined that you are ready to see what needs to be seen, to release what needs to be released, and to reclaim what was always yours. Your home is meant to be a sanctuary, a battlefield, not a place of hidden strain, not a place where someone's quiet negativity or unconscious resentment lingers in the walls. Heaven is restoring your territory, and that restoration begins with the moment of awakening you are walking into right now. Archangel Michael whispers, "Listen closely, because your breakthrough will not scream. It will unfold. It will come in a subtle moment where everything suddenly makes sense. It will come through a memory, a conversation replaying in your mind, a spiritual prompting that refuses to be ignored. It may come through something small, a misplaced item, a forgotten thought, a sudden chill in the air. But when it comes, you will know. You will feel it in your chest. You will feel it in your intuition. You will feel it in the shift of the atmosphere itself. This message is preparing you for something that will not harm you but will arm you. What is revealed tonight will empower you. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You will begin to reclaim your space, your energy, your peace, and your spiritual authority. Before this moment arrives, stay with this message. Do not drift away. Do not allow distraction, because what comes next will give meaning to everything that has been happening in your home these past days, weeks, or even months. The revelation is forming, and you are standing on the doorstep of it. You are closer than you think, and the deeper unveiling is about to begin. Keep watching, because the next inset carries the turning point. Type "I claim my home" back in the comments if this is resonating with your spirit. Lesson code 2024 is now active over your household. In this moment of divine awakening, remember that every word released here is meant to reach souls who are walking through the same unseen battles you are overcoming right now. When you choose to support this mission through Super Thanks membership, with a PayPal link in the description, you are not fueling a channel, you are igniting a spiritual rescue. Heaven multiplies every seed of light. This is where the scripture becomes alive, where God says, "I will open the windows of heaven over those who sow into my work." I extend this invitation because I feel a stirring. Your support becomes the torch that carries this message into homes that desperately need it. If this word is protecting your spirit, then stand with this assignment. Speak with your action, and heaven will respond with favor. Step into this moment of destiny and release your support now. Beloved heart, as the night continues unfolding its silent mysteries, Archangel Michael draws even nearer, as though he is standing right behind you, guiding your breath, steadying your thoughts, and preparing your spirit for what must now be understood. You have stepped into a sacred moment, one where the veil between the spiritual and the physical thins just enough for truth to seep through. And this truth is not coming to trouble you. It is coming to free you. There is an energy that has lingered around your home, an atmosphere that has subtly shifted over time. You may not have been able to name it, but you felt it. You sensed it in the air when you walked into a specific room. You noticed it in the way your mind suddenly became foggy when you tried to focus. You recognized it in the strange patterns of exhaustion, confusion, or emotional heaviness that had no logical explanation. These were signs, small, quiet, and easy to dismiss, but your spirit caught every one of them. Archangel Michael is revealing that what you felt was not a coincidence. It was not your imagination, and it certainly was not a weakness in your mind. No, beloved, it was a spiritual disturbance that heaven has been monitoring closely. Something or someone connected to your house has carried intentions, thoughts, or emotional residue that disrupted the harmony of your space. Whether they meant to or not, something attached to their presence has collided with your spiritual energy. You were born with a sensitive spirit, one that detects shifts before they manifest fully, one that picks up on emotional vibrations long before words are spoken. This sensitivity is not a burden, it is a gift. But like all gifts, it requires divine protection. That is why Archangel Michael has been alerting you. Heaven does not allow those with prophetic sensitivity to walk blind into spiritual interference. Tonight is the night when interference loses its right to remain hidden. There is a truth forming like a storm cloud at the edge of your awareness, preparing to break open. It may come as a sudden realization, something so clear and so simple that you wonder why you never saw it before. It may come as a shift in the behavior of someone around you, something subtle yet revealing. It may come as a change in the energy of your home, a moment when the air feels lighter, or sharper, or strangely silent. This is the moment of spiritual announcement, the moment Archangel Michael steps forward with authority. Heaven has determined that the time for silent suffering is over. The time for confusion, heaviness, and misalignment has expired. You have endured enough nights of wrestling with feelings that were not yours. You have carried emotional weight that did not belong to you. You have absorbed atmospheres that were created by the unresolved emotions of others. But tonight, Michael releases a sword of separation, cutting away what has never belonged to your destiny. You may not have realized how deeply this energy affected you. It may have shaped your sleep patterns, your interactions, your confidence, even your clarity. You may have woken up tired, gone to bed anxious, or felt disconnected from yourself. This happens when the spiritual climate of a home is out of alignment. But tonight, that climate is shifting. Tonight, heaven is reclaiming your territory. What is about to be revealed to you is not to create fear or instability. It is to open your eyes to something that hath been out of order, something that needed attention long before now, something that has been standing in the doorway between your purpose and your progress. You were never meant to fight this alone. That is why Michael has come with urgency. That is why your soul felt drawn to this message with such intensity. That is why, even now, your heart beats with a strange mix of fear and recognition, because part of you already knew something was off, and now heaven is confirming it. The revelation may arrive softly, but its impact will be powerful. It will allow you to reclaim authority where you once felt powerless. It will allow you to stand in truth where you once stood in confusion. It will allow you to make decisions with clarity where you once hesitated in uncertainty. Archangel Michael is not merely visiting your home. He is cleansing it, fortifying it, restoring it. There is a reason heaven is moving before midnight. Midnight is a spiritual threshold, a moment when cycles break, patterns shift, and new seasons quietly begin. Before that threshold arrives, your spirit must be awake, aware, and aligned. You cannot walk into your next season carrying a shadow that has overstayed its welcome. Nor can you continue living in a space where your soul feels spiritually crowded. Michael whispers now, gently, but firmly, to prepare your heart. The next layer of revelation will not harm you. It will free you. It will make everything that happened in the past months make sense. It will illuminate the reason behind certain frustrations, emotional drops, or spiritual battles you never fully understood. And once the revelation comes, the atmosphere of your home will feel different. Lighter, clearer, calmer. You are standing at the edge of a breakthrough that begins in your own house. And what comes next will open your eyes in a way that shifts your entire direction. Stay with this message. The unfolding is just beginning, and what you are about to hear will bring the clarity your heart has been waiting for. Type "I welcome divine clarity" in the comments if your spirit is aligned with this message. Lesson code 555 is now active over your home's atmosphere. Chosen soul, as the night continues pressing forward and the spiritual currents grow stronger, Archangel Michael extends his wings across the very foundation of your home. His presence deepens, not to alarm you, but to draw you into the truth that has been ripening in the silence around you. By now you may feel a subtle stirring in your chest, a sense that something significant is approaching. That sensation is not anxiety, it is recognition. Your spirit is responding to the unveiling that is about to unfold. For too long, you have lived with questions that never found answers. Moments where you felt drained without explanation. Days when irritations erupted without a clear cause. Conversations that lingered in your mind long after they ended, carrying a heaviness you could not place. Nights where sleep settled on your body but peace did not settle in your mind. These experiences were not random. They were signs that something in your atmosphere was misaligned, something heaven intended to address at the appointed time. And that time is now. Archangel Michael has been watching the spiritual movements around your home, observing the intentions and energies attached to the people who enter, the emotions that linger, and the words that have been spoken within your walls. Not every presence carries the same vibration. Not every visitor leaves empty-handed. Some leave traces behind, small emotional imprints that settle into the air. And some carry intentions, conscious or unconscious, that collide with your spirit. This is why your home has felt unsettled, why certain rooms felt colder or heavier, why you felt watched spiritually when no one was there. Your intuition has been trying to alert you, but your mind, busy with life, responsibilities, and emotion, did not always know how to interpret these signs. So heaven intervened. Tonight is not about fear. It is about recognition. It is about lifting the spiritual fog so you can see what has been influencing your atmosphere. Michael is preparing to show you something that will finally help you understand the emotional inconsistencies you have been experiencing. Something connected to your home has reached a point where heaven must step in and redirect it. You may have noticed a repeating pattern recently, a moment where progress began and then suddenly halted, or relationships that seemed to shift in energy without warning, or a lingering pressure that followed you, even into moments of peace. These patterns were symptoms of the spiritual static that built up around you. Static that did not belong to your calling. Static that interfered with your clarity. Static that tonight will begin to dissolve under Michael's authority. Heaven is asking you to stay present in this moment, because the unfolding requires your awareness. You are not being punished. You are being protected. And protection sometimes begins with revelation. There is someone connected to your home, physically present or emotionally intertwined, whose intentions do not align with your growth. They may not hold malice, but their energy, fears, insecurities, or hidden frustrations have seeped into your spiritual environment. You have felt the weight of it without realizing the source. And tonight, Archangel Michael prepares to reveal who or what has been affecting your peace. It may come through a moment of sudden clarity, a memory resurfacing, a shift in someone's tone, an unexpected thought cutting through your mind like a divine whisper. or even a soft inner knowing that finally feels undeniable. Heaven communicates through layers, and tonight those layers will begin to peel back. But here is what you must remember. Revelation is not exposure meant to embarrass anyone. It is exposure designed to protect you. Heaven reveals only what is necessary for your next step, your next decision, your next boundary, your next level of spiritual understanding. You are being positioned, not punished. Archangel Michael is guiding you to recognize that you cannot carry certain energies into your future. You can't build destiny on a foundation that is cluttered with unspoken tension. You cannot rise while allowing certain atmospheres to cling to you. And so, heaven is clearing the air, literally and spiritually. The shift you will feel tonight may be subtle, but it will be unmistakable. You may notice silence that feels cleaner, not empty. You may notice a weight lifting from your chest. You may notice clarity settling into your mind with a calm authority. You may even notice that certain thoughts or worries suddenly lose their grip on you. These are signs that Michael has begun the cleansing work. Prepare yourself, because the revelation will not be chaotic. It will be gentle, yet powerful. It will come with a sense of peace, not panic. It will help you understand what has been lingering in your atmosphere and why heaven chose this exact night to intervene. The next part of this unfolding holds the key. It will guide you to interpret the signs you will encounter tonight and understand the role someone's energy has played in shaping your emotional landscape. And when this understanding arrives, you will feel a shift deep within your spirit. A shift that signals the beginning of a new spiritual order in your home. Hold steady now. The next insight will illuminate the hidden connection between your home, your intuition, and the midnight moment approaching. Type "I align with heaven's truth" in the comments if your spirit is prepared for this revelation. Blessing code 808 is now released over your atmosphere. Sacred One, as the night inches closer to its turning point, Archangel Michael continues to move through the unseen layers of your home with the precision of a divine protector. His presence grows more intentional now, as though he is gently guiding your spirit toward a realization that has been building in your heart for a long time. You may not have known how to articulate it, but your soul has been whispering to you. Tonight, those whispers begin to take shape. There is a moment coming, very soon, when something in your home will feel different. Not frightening, not overwhelming, but unmistakably shifted. A sound may echo with a strange clarity. A thought may rise with unexpected intensity. The air may feel heavier or lighter for a brief moment. These are signs, not sensations. They are signals that the spiritual realm is aligning with your awareness, preparing you to receive what hath been hidden in plain sight. Archangel Michael has been watching an energy that attached itself to your environment. This energy did not always come from darkness. Sometimes it came from someone's unhealed emotions. Sometimes from stress, envy, comparison, or unresolved tension. Sometimes from a conversation that lingered too deeply. Sometimes from someone who entered your home carrying a heaviness they did not know how to release. Every human carries burdens, but not every burden belongs in your spiritual space. And tonight, the boundary is being rewritten. You have noticed this energy in waves. You may have felt it in moments of sudden tiredness, as if your strength leaked out without reason. You may have felt it in bursts of irritation that confused you. You may have felt it in long silences where your spirit felt unsettled, even when your mind tried to stay rational. You may have felt it when certain individuals entered your home, or even when their names came to mind. These are not coincidences. They are vibrations, your spirit interpreting the atmosphere before your brain can translate it. Tonight, Michael wants you to understand something essential. Your home responds to your spirit, and your spirit responds to your environment. When an energy enters your home that does not belong to your destiny, your intuition reacts immediately. That is why you have felt pressure lately. That is why your dreams have been strange. That is why your thoughts have battled each other. You have been living in a spiritual atmosphere that your soul has outgrown. But the midnight moment approaching is more than a shift. It is a cleansing. Archangel Michael is preparing to disconnect you from every atmosphere that has interfered with your clarity. He is severing emotional cords that were never meant to anchor you. He is removing spiritual residue that clung to your home without heaven's permission. And as he does this, you may begin to recall experiences that suddenly make sense. A comment someone made, a strange tension that appeared after a visit, a heaviness that lingered after a conversation. These moments were clues your intuition picked up but your mind was not yet ready to decode. Tonight, however, the decoding begins. You may wonder why certain energies attached themselves to your home in the first place. It is because your light is strong. People feel comfort around you. They feel safe. They feel emotionally held. But sometimes, without intending harm, they leave behind weight that does not belong to you. You have carried burdens that were never yours. You have absorbed emotions that were not meant for your shoulders. You have been spiritually generous but spiritually unprotected. That is why heaven intervenes tonight. Michael whispers with a firm yet gentle authority, urging you to trust what you will sense next. The revelation will not come through fear. It will come through awareness. It will come through an internal shift, a sudden clarity, the spiritual resonance. The moment it happens, you will feel something inside you click into understanding, as if a piece of the puzzle you have been carrying finally falls into place. This understanding will help you see your home differently. It will help you identify what or who has contributed to the emotional inconsistencies in your atmosphere. It will help you reclaim authority over your space. It will empower you to decide what is allowed to remain and what must be released from your environment. You will no longer feel passive in your own home. You will no longer feel overshadowed by energies that do not belong to you. Night marks the beginning of spiritual sovereignty in your space. As the revelation approaches, you may notice subtle signs, a moment of stillness, a sudden memory, a shift in temperature, a quiet inner voice repeating the same thought. These signs are not meant to overwhelm you. They are meant to prepare you. They are reminders that heaven is near, that your home is being cleansed, and that you are being guided toward truth. What you will realize soon is that everything you felt leading up to this moment had purpose. Every uneasy night, every restless dream, every strange shift in your emotions. These were not failures in your mind. They were signals from your spirit. Signals that heaven has now responded to. The midnight moment carries significance because it represents the crossing into a new spiritual cycle. You will enter this new cycle with clarity, with awareness, and with divine protection wrapped around your home like a shield. You will not carry old confusion into this new chapter. You will not carry emotional residue. You will carry understanding. Stay close to this message now. The unfolding is reaching its next layer, and the clarity you are about to receive will change the way you see your home and your path forever. Type "I stand in divine awareness" in the comments if your spirit is receiving this truth. Lesson code 919 is now anchored over your home. Beloved spirit, as the night folds deeper into its silent hours, Archangel Michael continues to guide your awareness toward the revelation that has been building like a quiet storm inside your home. You may feel a strange anticipation rising within you, not the kind that comes from fear, but the kind that comes from sensing that truth is about to make itself known. Heaven has been rearranging the spiritual atmosphere around you. and Michael is preparing your heart for what will soon come into focus. There is a moment in every spiritual awakening when the soul finally catches up to what the spirit already knows. You are entering that moment now. You may not fully understand why certain emotions have resurfaced recently, why past conversations replayed in your mind, or why flashes of insight have been interrupting your thoughts. These experiences were invitations, gentle nudges from the divine realm calling your attention to something you were meant to notice. Tonight, those invitations become revelations. Your home has been carrying an energy that does not belong to your destiny. It is not always negative in intention, but it is misaligned, and misalignment in a spiritual environment creates internal instability. You have felt this instability in small but meaningful ways. The way your mood shifted without reason, the sudden urge to isolate, the difficulty focusing on simple tasks, the tension in your chest when entering certain rooms. These were symptoms of spiritual interference. Interference Michael is now aggressing. This interference did not enter forcefully. It entered quietly, gradually, and gently enough that you did not notice its influence right away. It may have come through someone's frustration, through words spoken in haste, through emotional tension that settled in the air, or through a person whose energy clashed with your rising spiritual frequency. Some people, even unintentionally, carry emotional shadows that spill into the spaces they visit. And sensitive souls like you feel those shadows long before others acknowledge them. Archangel Michael has been watching this shadow-like influence, not because it is powerful, but because it has persisted. It has tried to blend into your home's atmosphere, to camouflage itself as normalcy. But your spirit knows the difference between peace and interference. Even when your mind hesitated, your intuition felt the truth beneath the surface. Tonight is the night the surface breaks open. As the hour draws closer to midnight, the veil between what is seen and unseen thins just enough for your awareness to shift. You may feel a sudden clarity rising within you. You may sense a truth forming in your mind, as though a puzzle piece you have been searching for is finally sliding into place. This is Michael guiding you into recognition. Heaven does not reveal truth abruptly. It reveals truth gently, with divine timing, when your heart is strong enough to understand it and your spirit is ready to act upon it. There is someone whose emotional or spiritual energy imprinted itself on your home in a way that disrupted your peace. You may know exactly who this person is, or you may soon realize it. It may be someone who visited often, someone who lives with you, someone who spoke into your life without full understanding, or someone who carries unresolved wounds that spill into the environments they enter. Heaven is not judging them, but heaven is protecting you. Tonight, you will begin to recognize patterns connected to this person or energy. You may think back to certain days where you felt drained after interacting with them. You may recall a shift in your atmosphere that followed their presence. You may remember moments where your intuition whispered something you brushed aside. These memories will not come to burden you. They will come to clarify you. Clarity is the tool Michael uses to restore your spiritual authority. Once you understand the source of the interference, you will no longer carry confusion or emotional heaviness about it. Your spirit will feel lighter. Your home will breathe again. The energy that has been clouding your intuition will begin to dissolve, making room for peace to settle in like a warm blanket across your space. This transformation is not loud. It is not dramatic. It happens quietly, like dust lifting from a windowsill when sunlight falls across it. You simply notice that things feel different, that the air feels cleaner, that your thoughts feel sharper, that your home feels like it belongs to you again. You are stepping into a moment that will redefine your relationship with your own environment. You will begin to recognize what belongs in your atmosphere and what does not. You will understand why your spirit battled certain feelings, You will discern which energies strengthen you and which energies weaken you. This is spiritual maturity unfolding through divine guidance. What comes next will illuminate the specific sign heaven will give you tonight, the moment of confirmation that everything you have been sensing is real, divine, and purposeful. Stay with this message, because the next unfolding will reveal the exact pattern Michael has been preparing you to see. You are closer now than ever. The revelation is forming, and the sign is approaching with precision. Type "I receive divine discernment" in the comments if your spirit feels this alignment. Lesson code 4444 is released over your home and your awareness. Cherished soul, the night has drawn nearer to its sacred threshold, and the atmosphere around your home is beginning to stir with a quiet intensity. Archangel Michael now stands fully within the spiritual walls of your space, not as a distant guardian but as an active protector. His wings stretch across every doorway, every window, every corner where your spirit has felt unsettled. He is here to ensure that what unfolds next brings clarity, not confusion. Truth, not fear. Liberation, not heaviness. By now, your spirit has begun to recognize that something meaningful is rising to the surface. It may feel like a soft internal vibration, a subtle awareness that something has been out of alignment. You are sensing the approach of revelation, not because you are imagining it, but because your soul already knows what heaven is preparing to show you. Tonight is not simply about exposing an energy connected to your home. It is about teaching you how to discern the spiritual climate of your life in every season. Archangel Michael is revealing that there has been a presence, an emotional or spiritual weight, woven into your atmosphere. This presence has affected your clarity, your peace, and your inner grounding. But the most important part of this revelation is not the presence itself. It is the moment of confirmation heaven is about to give you. You will receive a sign in your home, and when it happens, you will know instantly that it is not coincidence. It is divine timing. This sign may manifest in several ways. You may hear an unusual sound that does not feel random. You may feel a sudden shift in the temperature of the room. You may experience a sudden stillness, as though the entire atmosphere pauses for breath. Or you may feel a wave of calm wash over you so unexpectedly that it interrupts your thoughts. These signs are not meant to frighten you. They are meant to mark the moment when heaven says, the cleansing has begun. For many days, you have been feeling the weight of energies that did not originate from your own heart. You have been navigating emotions that did not reflect your true state of mind. You have been absorbing spiritual noise that belonged to others. Sensitive spirits like yours often carry more than they should because you feel deeply, notice subtly, and care sincerely. But tonight, Archangel Michael is breaking the attachment between your home and any energy that was never meant to reside there. You may start to remember interactions with someone whose energy felt heavy, confusing, or inconsistent. You may recall moments where you felt yourself shrink, doubt, or tense up around them. You may realize that certain thoughts or emotions surged after their presence entered your space. These recollections are not random. They are spiritual markers. They are the threads Michael is pulling so that you can see the full tapestry of what has been lingering around you. Heaven does not want you to walk in darkness. Heaven does not want you to question yourself. Heaven does not want you to lose confidence in your intuition. Your intuition has been speaking truth long before your mind recognized it. And tonight, the alignment between intuition and understanding is being restored. The sign you will experience will serve as your confirmation, your validation, and your spiritual awakening. It will be the moment where you finally feel the shift your spirit has been waiting for. You will know, without a doubt, that something has lifted, something has cleared, something has been removed or exposed. And with that recognition, you will feel a sense of spiritual authority rise within you. You will no longer question your inner knowing. You will no longer tolerate energies that disturb your peace. You will no longer allow your home to be a resting place for emotional residue. You will begin to claim your space with the strength of someone whose spirit is aligned with heaven's protection. As you move deeper into this revelation, your perspective on the people around you may also shift. You may begin to see their intentions more clearly. You may understand the emotional shadows they carry. You may even feel compassion for them, because revelation does not harden the heart. It clarifies it. Archangel Michael does not expose to shame. He exposes to free. And tonight, the freedom begins with your ability to see what has been hidden. The midnight moment is approaching, and with it comes the final stage of cleansing. The atmosphere will change. Your awareness will heighten. Your spirit will feel awake in a way it has not felt in months. And this awakening is what prepares you for everything heaven is preparing to release into your life beyond this night. Do not step away from this message now. The most powerful layer is about to unfold, the layer that explains why heaven chose your home and this night for such a divine intervention. Stay close, because the next revelation carries the blueprint for what comes after the sign. Type "I claim my divine sign" in the comments if your spirit is ready. Blessing code 1212 is now sealed over your home and your path. On nights like this, when heaven speaks with urgency and clarity, there are countless souls who feel the same spiritual tremors but have no guidance to understand them. When you support this mission through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you help carry this light into homes that are battling unseen storms. This is the moment where the word becomes living, where God says, "I send my messengers to guard the households that honor my voice." I feel led to tell you directly. Your support becomes the seed that ignites deliverance for someone else's family. Step into this divine partnership and watch how heaven multiplies what you release. This is not a suggestion. It is a prophetic invitation to move with God in this moment. Stand with this mission now. Beloved one, as the night prepares to cross into its most sacred hour, Archangel Michael draws even closer to your spirit, guiding you into the deeper revelation that has been forming around your home. The atmosphere has already begun shifting, even if only slightly. You may feel a faint pulling in your spirit, an inner alertness that rises without warning. This is not nervousness. This is not imagination. This is your spiritual senses awakening, tuning themselves to the frequency of the truth heaven is unveiling tonight. Up until now, you have been sensing the buildup, the signs, the tension, the unexplained moments of heaviness that seem to echo through your atmosphere. But now, the momentum changes. Michael is no longer simply observing. He is intervening. He is moving through the spiritual layers of your home with a clarity so sharp that even the unseen must bow to his authority. What hath been lingering in silence can no longer hide. What has been affecting your peace can no longer blend into the background. The night is the night of recognition. Your spirit has been preparing for this moment long before your mind understood what was happening. You were feeling the pressure because revelation was approaching. And now, as Michael steps fully into his role within your environment, the truth begins to rise from the shadows. There is an energy that has been attaching itself to you through the atmosphere of your home, and this energy is not your own. You may have thought you were simply tired, overthinking, stressed, or emotionally overstretched. But much of what you felt did not begin with you. It began with someone whose presence, words, emotions, or spiritual residue seeped into your space. This influence did not always present itself boldly. It moved quietly, subtly, weaving through your daily routines until it felt normal. but your spirit never accepted it as normal. Your spirit fought it. Your spirit resisted it. Your spirit felt the shift even when your mind dismissed it. Archangel Michael has watched this resistance within you, and tonight he is strengthening it. He is awakening a deeper layer of discernment inside you, one that helps you identify not only what energy is affecting you, but where it originated. His clarity will not bring fear. It will bring understanding. And understanding is the foundation of spiritual freedom. You may begin to notice that your thoughts tonight feel sharper. You may notice that your emotions feel more organized, less clouded. You may notice that something inside you is beginning to separate what belongs to you from what does not. This separation is the work of heaven, and it is preparing you for the moment of truth Michael has been guiding you toward. Someone's energy has been influencing your home more than you realized. It may be someone who visited recently. It may be someone who lives with you. It may be someone whose voice or memory still echoes through your environment. Sometimes energy remains long after a person leaves. Sometimes emotional residue lingers inside a home like dust in corners you never knew were collecting it. And sometimes spirits of confusion, exhaustion, or tension attach themselves to atmospheres that are unguarded. But tonight, your home is not unguarded. Michael stands over it, cleansing, revealing, and restoring. He is cutting ties to every influence that is not aligned with your destiny. He is removing emotional shadows that tried to attach themselves to your heart. He is quieting spiritual noise that has been clouding your mind. And as he does this, you may feel something lifting, not physically, but spiritually, like a weight releasing its grip on your chest. The revelation you are about to receive will help you identify the exact connection between this energy and your environment. It will help you understand why certain interactions drained you, why certain conversations left you unsettled, why you felt tension that seemed to appear without logical cause. Heaven is not exposing this to harm you. Heaven is exposing this to empower you. Once you see the truth, the power of that influence breaks. Once you understand the source, the atmosphere shifts. Once you recognize the pattern loses its ability to repeat. This is why tonight is important. This is why heaven called you here. This is why Michael had been moving with such intensity. What you are walking into is not just clarity. It is spiritual authority. You are not simply identifying a problem. You are stepping into the solution. Revelation is the first step. Restoration is the next. And protection is the final seal that heaven will place over your home after the fullness of truth has been revealed. As the midnight moment draws closer, you may begin to feel the energy of your home adjusting. It may feel calmer, as though something has been removed. It may feel sharper, as though a veil has been lifted. Or it may feel strangely still, as though the atmosphere itself is pausing to listen. These sensations are confirmation that Michael is preparing your home for the final revelation. What comes next will show you why God allowed this misalignment to come to your attention tonight. It will show you what heaven has been protecting you from. And it will show you how to guard your spirit and your home moving forward. Do not step away now. The next unveiling will connect everything, every sign, every emotion, every shift in the atmosphere. You are moments away from understanding the truth heaven has been guiding you toward. Type "I embrace divine revelation" in the comments if you feel your spirit awakening. Blessing code 717 is now released into your home. Beloved soul, as the spiritual clock continues its silent countdown toward midnight, Archangel Michael moves with heightened intensity around your home. His presence is no longer subtle. It is deliberate, firm, and deeply involved in the atmosphere surrounding you. The energy in your environment has begun to shift in ways you may not yet fully understand, but your spirit feels it. Something inside you knows that a threshold is being crossed. This night is not ordinary. This hour is not accidental. Heaven scheduled this moment for you. Your intuition has been whispering for days, perhaps even weeks, and tonight those whispers begin to form into understanding. You may not realize it yet, but your inner senses have been preparing for the revelation that is now unfolding. You were never meant to walk blindly through this chapter. You were meant to see, to discern, and to rise in spiritual clarity. That is why Archangel Michael has been drawing you into this message with such urgency. There is a truth emerging from the unseen realm, rising like a tide that can no longer be held back. This truth concerns the energy that has been moving through your home, energy that did not originate from your spirit but attached itself through someone's presence, emotions, or intentions. Not all harmful energies announce themselves loudly. Some slip in quietly, carried in through conversation, through unresolved tension, through silent envy, or even through the emotional weight someone else was carrying when they stepped into your space. Your home absorbed more than you realize, and your spirit felt more than your mind could explain. That is why you have been sensing internal friction, why your mood has shifted unpredictably, why certain days felt heavier than others, why a sense of unease hovered in moments that should have felt peaceful. These were not coincidences. They were spiritual signals alerting you to the presence of an energy that did not belong to your destiny. Michael has been watching this influence closely, and his intervention tonight marks the turning point. He does not allow interference to continue once your awareness is ready to rise. Now, your awareness is rising, your spirit is awakening, and your home is being prepared for release, cleansing, and truth. This revelation is not meant to accuse anyone. It is meant to free you. It is meant to help you understand why your spirit reacted the way it did. You see, your intuition is sharper than you have been giving yourself credit for. You sensed the misalignment long before you understood it. You felt the shift in energy when certain individuals stepped into your home. You felt the emotional residue left behind after certain conversations. You felt the spiritual disturbance that came not from your own heart but from someone else's unresolved struggle. Now heaven is bringing that awareness into the light. You may begin recalling memories tonight, small interactions that suddenly feel significant. A tone in someone's voice, a strange tension after they left, a comment that carried weight, a moment where you felt your peace drain without reason. These memories are not resurfacing randomly. They are resurfacing because truth is unfolding, because heaven is connecting the dots for you. Archangel Michael has been clearing your spiritual pathway so that you can receive this revelation without fear. You will not be overwhelmed. You will not be confused. When the truth settles into your awareness, it will do so gently, with clarity and strength. It will illuminate everything you have been sensing but could not put into words. Tonight, your spirit will understand what your intuition has been trying to tell you all along. And when that understanding comes, the weight that has been pressing on your chest will begin to lift. Your emotions will feel less tangled. Your thoughts will feel less clouded. Your home will begin to feel like it belongs to you again, like a sanctuary rather than a spiritual battleground. This moment of revelation is important because the energy connected to your home has not only affected your environment, it has affected your trajectory. It has been pulling your focus, draining your strength, and slowing your momentum. Misaligned energy has a way of creating invisible resistance, blocking progress, delaying breakthroughs, and muting spiritual clarity. But tonight marks the end of that resistance. When Michael completes this cleansing, You will feel a shift not only in your home, but in your entire being. Your sleep will change. Your motivation will return. Your inner peace will feel restored. And the emotional fog that once hovered over your days will begin to dissolve. This transformation begins with recognition. Recognition breaks the power of lingering energy. Recognition disconnects you from emotional residue. Recognition restores your authority over your own space. What you are about to understand will become the key that unlocks the next level of spiritual stability in your life. As the midnight moment approaches, the atmosphere around you will continue to change. You may feel a quiet pressure in the air, not frightening but meaningful. You may sense a presence of light moving through your space. You may feel something inside you becoming sharper, clearer, more awake. These sensations are confirmations that Michael is close, working, preparing, and guiding. What comes next will explain the deeper purpose behind this entire experience. It will reveal why heaven allowed you to feel the misalignment, why you experienced the emotional shifts, and why tonight was chosen for the unfolding. Do not drift away from this message now. You are moving toward the heart of the revelation. The next part will bring understanding that ties everything together: the signs, the energy, the person, the timing, and the spiritual purpose behind this midnight intervention. Type "I step into truth" and clarity in the comments if you feel your spirit awakening. Blessing code 2323 is moving through your home and aligning your atmosphere. Beloved heart, the night is reaching its highest spiritual intensity, and the air around you carries a vibration that is unlike the hours before it. Archangel Michael stands firmly within your home now, not observing from a distance, but actively shaping the atmosphere, clearing the space, and preparing your spirit for the deepest revelation of this entire journey. You have walked through layers of awakening, through moments of intuition that seem subtle at the time but now feel intentional, guided, purposeful. Every emotion, every shift in the environment, every whisper in your spirit has led you to this moment. You may feel something unusual as you listen to this, an inner stirring that you cannot quite name, a quiet alertness in your chest, a sensation that the invisible world around you is aligning itself. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. This is your spirit entering resonance with divine truth. Tonight is not merely about understanding what has been affecting your home. Tonight is about reclaiming spiritual authority that has long belonged to you but was dimmed by energies that did not originate from your soul. Archangel Michael has been guiding you step by step, peeling back layers so you could receive this truth without fear. He knows the weight you have been carrying, the emotional drops you could not explain, the moments of tiredness that came out of nowhere, the strange heaviness that settled in rooms where peace should have lived. He knows the confusion you felt when your spirit sensed something, but your mind could not identify it. He knows the frustration that built inside you when you questioned your own intuition. And that is exactly why heaven chose this night. Because your spirit is now ready. Your awareness is now awakened. The interference that once blurred your discernment has been weakened by the revelations Michael has already released to you. The energy connected to your home was not random. It was not subtle by accident. It was drawn to your environment because your home is a place of spiritual sensitivity and openness. Your spirit has a natural ability to absorb, to sense, to feel, to carry, qualities that are beautiful but also need protection. People with heavy emotional burdens, confusion, or unspoken resentment often release spiritual residue without realizing it. And your space, the sanctuary where your soul should rest, became a resting place for energy that did not belong to you. But tonight, that cycle ends. You may begin to feel memories rising to the surface, moments where you felt watched spiritually, Moments where you felt an unexplained tension after someone left your home. Moments where your peace seemed interrupted by an invisible pressure. These moments were clues, prophetic echoes indicating the presence of misaligned energy. Heaven allowed these clues so that when the truth came, you would recognize it instantly. Archangel Michael is showing you that the influence in your home is tied to someone whose spirit had been in conflict, someone whose intentions may not match their words, someone whose emotions carry weight that spills into the spaces they enter. You may already feel their face rising in your mind, their presence replaying itself in your memory, their energy resurfacing in your awareness. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual recognition. You are not being called to judge them. You are being called to understand what their presence introduced into your home. Their unresolved emotions may have created tension in your atmosphere. Their doubts may have interfered with your clarity. Their spiritual heaviness may have settled into your space like a fog. Even if they did not mean harm, the residue of their inner turmoil began affecting your inner world. Tonight, Michael confronts that residue. He moves through your home with authority, dividing light from shadow, peace from disturbance, truth from confusion. You may sense a shift even now, a subtle lightness in your breathing, a warmth forming near you, a calmness settling over your spirit. These sensations are not random. They are signs that Michael is purifying your environment, breaking spiritual attachments, and reclaiming your home as a place of divine alignment. The revelation you are approaching is not just about the person or the energy involved. It is about you. It is about the level of spiritual sensitivity you carry. It is about the calling on your life that requires your environment to be clean, centered, and aligned. You cannot rise into your next season carrying residue that was never meant to be yours. You cannot walk into your destiny while your home holds echoes of someone else's inner turmoil. This moment of cleansing is preparation for elevation. You will begin noticing changes within yourself. Your thoughts will feel clear. Your emotions will feel more stable. Your home will feel safer, warmer, lighter. You may find that your sleep deepens, your focus sharpens, your intuition strengthens. This is what happens when spiritual interference loses its influence. This is what happens when heaven restores your environment. As the midnight moment approaches, the revelation becomes complete. The truth will settle into your awareness gently, but firmly. You will understand exactly what has been affecting your home. You will see its impact. You will feel its release. And you will step into the next stage of your spiritual journey with confidence, authority, and clarity. Do not turn away now. The next unveiling is the moment everything connects: the purpose, the signs, the protection, the person, the timing, the midnight transformation. Type "I claim my home's freedom" in the comments if your spirit is ready for the final unveiling. Blessing code 1010 flows through your atmosphere now, sealing what heaven has begun. Beloved soul, the midnight moment, the spiritual threshold this entire message has been guiding you toward, now stands directly before you. The air around you carries a subtle charge, as if creation itself is pausing in anticipation. Archangel Michael is no longer simply present. He is fully engaged, standing in the center of your home with a protective authority that silences every wandering spirit and quiets every misaligned influence. You may feel an unusual stillness settling around you, the kind that feels sacred, deliberate, chosen. This is the stillness that precedes revelation. Tonight, clarity will settle into your spirit like a long-awaited dawn. You have walked through the emotional hints, the intuitive whispers, the atmosphere shifts, the moments of heaviness that did not feel like your own. And now, the truth that has been rising through every layer of your awareness finally reaches the surface. Heaven has prepared you step by step so that when the revelation lands, You will recognize it without fear, without confusion, and without hesitation. The energy that has been affecting your home was connected to someone who carries a deep, unresolved inner conflict. Their spirit is not evil, but their burden is heavy. They carry thoughts they do not speak, emotions they do not process, intentions they do not fully understand. And because your home is spiritually sensitive, because you are spiritually sensitive, their inner turmoil left an imprint in your atmosphere. Their presence created a spiritual echo that lingered long after they physically stepped away. This person may be someone close to you, someone with access to your home, your emotions, or your vulnerability. Someone who entered your space with a smile but carried anxiety, comparison, jealousy, or fear in their heart. They did not intend harm, but intention is not what affects the spiritual realm. It is the state of the soul. A restless soul releases restless energy. A conflicted soul releases conflicting energy. And your home absorbs it because your spirit is a receiver, deeply intuitive, deeply open, deeply impressionable. But tonight, Archangel Michael announces, enough. The interference has been broken. The residue hath been lifted. The influence hath been severed. You may feel a shift even now, a breath releasing from your chest, a lightness settling around your shoulders, a warm clarity moving through your thoughts. This is what restoration feels like. This is what cleansing feels like. This is what divine protection feels like. The atmosphere around you is no longer clouded by the spiritual shadows of someone else's inner world. Your home has been reclaimed. And now that the interference is gone, the final revelation becomes clear. The reason you felt restless, confused, or spiritually weighed down was not because something was wrong with you. It was because your spirit was fighting something it did not choose. The tension you carried belonged to someone else. The heaviness you felt belonged to someone else. The strange emotional waves that passed through your home originated from someone else's unspoken battle. And your spirit, being sensitive and awakened, picked up those vibrations long before your mind could interpret them. Heaven allowed you to feel it so that heaven could free you from it. The midnight moment is not a moment of fear. It is a moment of truth. It is the moment where your intuition and your understanding finally align. You are seeing clearly what your spirit sensed long ago. And when clarity enters, confusion loses its power. When truth enters, interference loses its hold. When awareness enters, spiritual boundaries are restored. You are stepping into a new chapter where your home becomes fortified, your spirit becomes sharper, and your discernment becomes a shield instead of a burden. The openness that once allowed interference will now allow insight. The sensitivity that once absorbed energy will now detect it before it ever enters. You are not just cleansed, you are upgraded. As you move into this new spiritual alignment, you may feel a renewed sense of control over your space. You may feel the return of peace in areas that felt tense before. You may experience clarity in decisions that once felt foggy. You may even notice that the person connected to the interference behaves differently around you, not because you confronted them, but because spiritual boundaries shift physical behavior. Heaven has strengthened your atmosphere, your intuition, and your authority. What was once allowed to linger can no longer enter freely. What once tried to dim your light now flees from it. You have been awakened, empowered, and spiritually armed. And now, as this revelation completes itself, Archangel Michael whispers one final truth to your spirit. Guard your atmosphere. Trust your intuition. Honor your discernment. Your home is holy ground now. Your spirit is sovereign. Your clarity is restored. Before this message closes, take a moment to acknowledge the shift you feel around you. That shift is real. A shift is divine. That shift is your confirmation that heaven has moved on your behalf. Stay close to this mission, remain awakened, and walk confidently into the spiritual authority that has been reclaimed tonight. Type "My home is restored and protected" in the comments if your spirit receives this. Blessing code 7777 is sealed over your home and your destiny. As this midnight revelation settles into your spirit, remember that there are countless souls battling unseen forces with no understanding of what is happening in their homes. When you support this mission through Super Thanks membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you become a carrier of light into households that desperately need divine intervention. This is more than generosity. It is spiritual warfare, where your seed becomes a weapon that pushes back darkness in places you will never step foot into. God himself whispers, "When you sow into my work, I will guard your dwelling with my angels." I feel a holy urgency in this moment. Your support ensures messages like this reach the ones who are hanging by a thread spiritually. Those who give tonight are stepping into a prophetic act of alignment and protection. Move with faith, act with authority, and release your support now.